Perfect. And yeah, if anybody has questions, maybe just use the Q&A.
Sure.
That way we can easily plow through it at the end, and anything that wasn't answered throughout the presentation, we can address at the end of the conversation. And then the chat box, we can use it for, just comments, concerns, anything like that. So. All right, I think we could get started.
Let's go. Sure.
Yeah, so welcome. We are going to be talking about making money through meal planning today. I think one of the biggest questions that you'll learn a little bit more about my background and how I was actually in meal planning for a little while. But starting with meal planning, I think one of the biggest things that people tend to ask themselves is that, can you actually make money through meal planning? Likely because it isn't a high ticket offer necessarily. When you think about meal plans, you think about selling them for a price point of around $30, $40, $50, what have you. But we are going to be talking about all of the ways that you can make money, and more than just, some additional income on the side of your nutrition practice kind of money. And what Meal Garden looks like and how you can utilize it to make money. So I'm going to start off by talking a little bit about myself. My name is Jenny. I am the founder and director of a marketing agency called Social Wellness Company, and I'm also Meal Garden's marketing coordinator and a proud meal gardener. I've been using the software for quite some time. I actually have a background. Originally, I was in CSNN, took advertising years and years ago. Then I went to school for nutrition and became a registered holistic nutritionist, got out of school and was like, I don't know what to do with my credentials. And I never wanted to be one-on-one practitioner. I always wanted to work with food. I really wanted to be in catering somehow. And ended up in the blogging space. So we did a lot of we developed a lot of wellness content. We created a lot of recipes, and we were selling meal plans at one point in our career. Ran a successful blog, learned recipe development, food photography, and content creation, which got me into the marketing space. It all came around full circle, but have a lot of experience in the food space, in the meal planning space. And I was one of those people that was like, hey, we're selling meal plans for $50. How do we do it? How do we make money with the meal plans that we're creating and the programs that we have? And how do we scale our business? And side note, we did end up scaling our platform, and we sold it in 2019. So it all came back around, and it ended up being successful and fruitful. So that's me in a nutshell. And I'm going to be walking you through some of the Meal Garden specific points in this presentation. And I'm going to pass the floor to Stephanie and let her tell you a little bit about herself.
Perfect. So hi, everybody. If you don't know me, my name is Stephanie Long, and I am a business coach for nutritionists. But I actually started off similar to Jenny. I went to Canadian School of Natural Nutrition back in 2012, and then I graduated in 2014. And when I graduated, I was a little bit stuck. I didn't know what to do with my business. I didn't know how to get started. So after about a year of really trying everything out, I finally figured out how to, launch my business, start getting clients. And the majority of my business, I was working one-on-one with clients, mostly in person at the time. Mind you, this was back in 2014. So online space was obviously happening, but a lot more, I think there was emphasis more on those in-person connections, which we know, now 2022, 2023, even post-pandemic, a lot of people have moved online, and there's so many online options. But I started back in person. I had a one-on-one practice. I also took a culinary nutrition certification. So I started doing more work with food, more meal planning, lots of workshops. I would do a lot of in-home kind of pantry makeovers for clients. I would do grocery shopping for them. I even did meal prepping and planning for families in their homes at one point. So my background in nutrition is quite varied. also, while I was working on my own nutrition business, I became very interested in helping new nutrition students and grads to start their own business, because I personally felt very overwhelmed when I started. So I wanted to help take the burden off of new people getting into the industry. So I started teaching business at the school that I went to. And then I started mentoring students and grads on the side. And then fast forward to late 2017, I actually transitioned fully to business coaching. And that's now what I do. I do full-time business coaching for nutritionists, also some health coaches and some fitness coaches. And I have an online course called Launch Your Nutrition Biz, and also a podcast called Next Level Nutrition Biz with lots of free content there. We've had Meal Garden on as well. And it's just a podcast to promote how to grow and start your business.
I love that. I love how starting in the nutrition space can just go in its own path. Like, you never know where you'll really end up, and there's so many options, which is amazing. All right, so it's just a beautiful cover photo. I wanted to start with this amazing quote about habits. Habits are not a finish line to be crossed, but a lifestyle to be lived. And the reason for that is because as a nutrition practitioner, you're not actually in the business of telling people how to eat. It is a part of your business as a nutrition practitioner, but at the end of the day, if you're just saying, hey, eat this because you're going to feel better, that's not actually teaching a client how to do anything different, right? It's just eat this. It doesn't teach habits. So we are actually in the business of supporting lifestyle changes through education and habit formation. And I just wanted to tie this in because you can do that through meal planning and recipe integration, especially with a tool like Meal Garden, because Meal Garden has so many different functionalities to it that it's not just about assigning a meal plan to a client. It's about integrating that client into your system and educating them through thousands of recipes, through different types of meal plans that can be edited on the spot, through building out protocols and programs and sending nutrition advice, tips, tricks, grocery lists, all of the things that encompass habit change in one easy to use software. And meal plans are a great way to do that, but there's so many different ways that you can integrate meal planning into your practice. And it doesn't always have to be, here's a meal plan, put it on your fridge, and then either use it or don't use it. So using a software to help with meal planning, to assist with delivery methods and stuff like that can really, really, really amplify your business and coach your clients through making those habit changes. So with meal planning, as I just mentioned, not only can you change, but you can inspire, coach, and educate. And you can do that through little things, like especially in Meal Garden, as you'll see if you end up using the software, you can add notes, you can edit on the spot, you can educate, like, here is why I want you to have more fiber in your diet. Here are a list of foods that contain a ton of fiber. You can work with your client to edit and modify your meal plans because they might not like a certain food, or they might feel overwhelmed by all of the changes at once. So with meal planning, you can do all of these things that are great and help you grow a stronger practice. So yes, creating client success equals a stronger business model, and a stronger business model helps with word of mouth, with new client integration, with awareness, reach. The more a person feels connected to you as a practitioner, the more likely it is they're going to tell their friends about the success that they're having, about how easy it was working with you, all of these amazing things. And food and meal plans and some of the other things that we're going to be talking about can be at the forefront of seeing those changes and making a client feel like warm and fuzzy working with you. So I just want to first start by examining the different types of meal plan systems, especially related to Meal Garden specifically, and how you can integrate them into your practice. So we have just your basic weekly set meal plans. We tend to find the practitioners that are using these use them for medical conditions, weight loss, where they have to do strict calorie or nutrition regulated meal plans, for nutrient tracking. We also find when it comes to clients using the set meal plans, like we're talking about strict meal plans, here's your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, that these are the type of people that need that clear direction. They want to be told what to eat every single day, and they want that support through something that they can see visually and say, okay, yes, I know exactly what I need to do. In Meal Garden specifically, these meal plans can be broken down by nutrition information. We're talking about macros, nutrients, vitamins, minerals. And they can also be edited on the spot. So you can take your client with you on a journey and say, hey, you didn't like that last meal plan I created for you. You don't like blueberries. Let's change that. We're going to find another, food that has the same amount of antioxidants and fiber, and we're going to swap it out. So you can actually do that on the spot and in real time show your clients what it means to have a bit of flexibility with their plans. So, and that's just your 7-day broken down Monday to Sunday meal plan. Then we have something else that we call recipe collections. And when we talk to the practitioners that we work with, we kind of put this under the bracket of do-it-yourself coaching. A lot of the practitioners like to use the set meal plans in and then integrate a blank meal plan template, provide recipe collections based on whatever it is they're trying to coach their clients around, and then assist them and teach them how to build their own meal plans. So we find that this category has a lot of success because not only are you saying like, here's what I recommend, here's a bunch of foods I recommend, now how do you feel? What is going to work for you? What are your lifestyle habits? And how can we make this a little bit more flexible according to, your busy schedule as a mom or whatever issues that they're going on behind the scenes of food that actually stop them in their tracks from, following through on a set meal plan. So I personally love recipe collections because they're really easy to put together. You can put together a recipe collection in, 5 minutes by going through our database of thousands of recipes and finding what you're looking for. And you can just send them off being like, hey, here's a great system for you to look at this week. Here's some amazing food ideas. And we find that it really encourages the habits. And then the programs and protocols, which are essentially just the recipe collections and meal plans put together into a package alongside some materials. You can write blog posts, you can design lists, tips, tricks, more than just the plans and the collections. You have a lot more variations on how you're going to deliver that content. And you can connect these plans to your clients through recipe booklets, live meal plans, and that's what I was talking about, where you can actually invite and welcome your client to join you on a virtual call or in person and edit these meal plans and recipe collections on the spot. And you can edit everything in it on the spot. You can delete foods, you can delete ingredients. You have something that is made with dairy, but you want it dairy free. You can do that live with your client. So it's really an amazing system to pull your client into their plans with you and say, hey, let's do this together, because if we do it together, you're more likely to comply at the end of the day. You can turn them into lead magnets. So for example, we see a lot of 3-day guides, like a guide to better gut health. Here's 3 days of recipes, blog posts. You can use them in your email marketing. And also we have a branded app, which you can essentially educate your clients so that they can put your logo on their phone. And all they have to do is click that button when they want to access their meal plans, programs, recipe collections from the comfort of, whatever device it is that they have, whether it's a Samsung or an iPhone, whatever. whenever they want. So it is kind of like an app, except they don't have to go through the app store to download it. They can just do it direct using a link. It's pretty handy. We love it.
Jenny, just really quickly, Annette had a question about ebooks. So are you able to create ebooks with maybe recipes or a meal plan that you could maybe sell or give for free to your clients?
Yeah, there is a PDF function in Meal Garden. So it just would require a little bit of playing around to make sure that that looks the way you want it to look. Meal Garden also allows you to upload your own branding. So it would have a nice cover page and everything that you need. And yeah, you can download it as a PDF and deliver it through your marketing systems. Yeah. So we're next going to talk about how exactly you can make money with meal planning. And I'm going to pass the floor to Stephanie.
Perfect. So there are so many ways you can make money with meal planning. These are just the 3 ways that I wanted to introduce that are the most common. And I want to be really clear that this is a sliding scale. So the prices that I'm going to talk to you about, you can always start on the low end. You can always, bump it up. These prices are not set in stone. This is just a roadmap of, over the course of many years working with clients, what I usually see that people are pricing their meal plans or their recipe bundles or collections around. But again, this can really depend on your business, where you're practicing, what your niche might be, like what the focus of your business is, and potentially like how much the people that you're working with are willing to spend on these different things. So just again, take this with a grain of salt that this can either be, set in stone what you want to charge, or you can always charge more than what I'm offering here on the sliding scale. So the first 2 that I want to talk about, Jenny's already introduced them, but meal plans and recipe bundles or recipe collections. And the first one is preset meal plans. So what a preset meal plan would be is something that you would go into Meal Garden and actually pre-create. And this could be something you've created. Let's say that you go into Meal Garden, you're working with clients. Let's just say that you're helping them balance their hormones. Let's just use that as an easy example. So let's say that you're actually going to create a 7-day hormone balancing meal plan that you give out to all of your clients whenever they sign up. So it's not a personalized plan. It's something that you go in and create. Now, even though you're giving this as, let's say, an included resource to your clients, you could also put this on your website on a shop page and charge for this. So you could say, to the general public who's maybe not working with you as a client, you can purchase the 7-day preset hormone balancing meal plan right off the website. And usually what I recommend for these preset meal plans is about the $10 to $40 mark. $10 is a little low. I see most people charging 20 plus, $20 to $30 kind of being the sweet spot. But what I find with preset meal plans, or really anything that we're trying to sell that someone's just going to buy and utilize, we do want to keep it, I guess we would say, on the lower end, because we want the purchase that they do to be a no-brainer for them. We don't want them to have to think through, can I afford this? Is it worth it? We just want them to, purchase this first piece of material that will help get them started on their health journey. And because of that, we want to price it a bit lower, in assuming that maybe later down the line, they will join us with one-on-one coaching, or maybe they will purchase a personalized meal plan, which we'll talk about in a second. But again, we want to find a price point that is like a little bit, I'd say like the $20 to $30 mark is like the sweet spot. But again, there's people selling for $60, for $80. So it really is just going to depend, and you can always test things out. You can always start on the lower end and raise the prices as you go. So some preset meal plans could be like a 7-day hormone balancing meal plan. It could be something that's specific to your niche. Let's say you're working with diabetes. It could be something like 3-day diabetic meal plan, or it could be something, again, specific to like a health condition. It could be specific to a health goal. It could be, let's say you're working with busy moms. It could be a preset meal plan, and every single meal is, done in 20 minutes or less. So you can really create something that's going to be perfect for your audience, perfect for your potential clients. And again, keeping it on that lower end price point to just get people in and purchasing and starting to get those first wins. and then potentially working with you in a bigger capacity down the line. Now, the next one that Jenny also mentioned was recipe collections or recipe bundles, as I call them. So instead of it being a meal plan, just like Jenny said, it would be a bundle of recipes. So you would grab a bunch of different recipes. So maybe it's like 10 different breakfast recipes to balance your hormones, or maybe it's 10 snack recipes for hormone balancing. So you can kind of see what I mean, where the meal plan is a lot more structured, and you're telling them kind of what to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, where the recipe bundle would be a little bit more do it yourself, self-guided, like Jenny said. But I still recommend you can price them similarly, because again, it's something that the client will purchase and they're going to utilize on their own. And I just wanted to introduce that these two ways, the preset meal plans or the recipe collections, are a great way to make passive income in your business. So essentially what passive income means is something that isn't going to require your ongoing time, time and time again, like something like a personalized meal plan for a client would. A preset meal plan or recipe bundle would be something you would likely create once through the Meal Garden branded app or their online portal. You would create it once, you would download the PDF, you would post it on a shop page or however you're accepting payment, and it would be delivered automatically to that client. So it's something you've done once and you can make money over and over and over from. And we're going to talk about some ways to actually create these sales in a moment. Now, the last one I want to talk about is personalized meal plans. So this is one I think a lot of us who go to nutrition school are more familiar with. It's a way that we learn in school to create more custom personalized meal plans. So this would be actually doing like a short consultation or an intake with a potential client, learning about maybe their likes, their dislikes, maybe allergies, their health goals, and all of these different components. And then you would actually then take that data, you would go into Meal Garden, you would create a personalized, customized meal plan for them based on their exact preferences and needs, and then you would deliver that to them. So as we can see, this is a lot less passive. This is going to require your work and your time. So because of this, we want to price them quite a bit higher. So I would say on the lower end, a personalized meal plan, again, depending how many days are involved. Some people might do a 3-day meal plan. It might be a little less, a 7-day meal plan might be a bit more, 30-day meal plan, you can kind of like do the sliding scale pricing according to how many days are in the meal plan. But I would say, $75 on the lower end, all the way up to $250, $300 plus. Again, it's going to depend how many days are involved and how customized it is. Now I see that there's a question, how would you bundle these into a health coaching program? So let's say you are working with a client one-on-one in a health or a nutrition program. I'm just gonna like theorize here. Maybe you do an intake with them, and then maybe you do like weekly sessions for 3 months. Let's just say it's a more intensive program where you're meeting with them over and over. Now, what I would recommend you do is when you're pricing out that program or that offering, actually think in your mind, okay, do I want to just offer them preset meal plans or recipe bundles, maybe at the beginning, maybe throughout, or maybe I'm going to do a custom meal plan for this client. So build that cost into the price of the program or the offer that you're creating, because this is going to be time spent outside of your one-on-one sessions or time with the client. So definitely add that component right into the program. I know that some people will just give one meal plan or one recipe bundle at the beginning, or some people will give a couple throughout your time together with the client. So that's really up to you. Okay, Jenny, if you want to go on to the next one, I'll give. Oh, okay. So I just quickly wanted to share Nicole, who is a Meal Garden member, and a quote that she said was, for most people, it's not an information gap, it's a mindset problem when it comes to probably health goals. And so what she does is she uses Meal Garden to give her clients the tools and the resources to succeed. Because again, a lot of people kind of maybe know what they should be doing or think they know, but they're not doing the things, they're not doing those habits. So just like Jenny said in the beginning, Meal Garden can actually help to like bring everything together and actually give them a tool to say, okay, maybe right now your hormones are a bit unbalanced. Here's a breakfast that's perfect for you, that has all the components that we need, protein, fat, carb to really balance the hormones. It's going to balance your blood sugar. And here's that tool to help do so. And just giving them about a little bit of that like parameters or container to know what to do to implement these habits. So just wanted to share that with you so you could see a Meal Garden member kind of actually utilizing the platform in these ways. Okay, so you're probably asking yourself, how do you build awareness, or how do you actually market your meal plans and packages? So I have quite a few that I want to go through with you. There are so many ways to market and sell your meal plans. Honestly, this list, it's not even, I could probably talk about this for a couple hours. So I really had to slim it down. And I think some of these will be obvious to you, and some of these are probably new ideas you've never even thought about. So let's say that you've gone ahead, you've used the Meal Garden app or program to create your PDF meal plan. And let's just for the sake say it's a preset meal plan. And I'm going to use that example for all the ways to market it. So if you've created this preset meal plan, the first thing that probably comes to your mind is, okay, I need to start using my social media channels, maybe my Instagram, in some cases, Facebook. Some people use LinkedIn. Others are using TikTok now. So getting on social media, we need to be sharing and educating people, why meal plans would be helpful for them. So we need to talk about the educational piece, but I wouldn't just rely on, oh, buy this meal plan, you're going to love it, right? We have to be a little bit more specific. So what I would say is make it interactive, actually show yourself, like print a copy of that PDF meal plan and have it and show them the copy, show them what it looks like when they receive one of your meal plans. Actually make one of the recipes and showcase like how you can make this, how it's delicious, how easy it is. So really illustrate, different ways that this meal plan or recipe bundle is going to, positively affect their lives. And on social media, we want to be sharing about it often. So I would, write it into a marketing calendar. If this is something you really want people to be buying and you really want to make sales this way, talk about it at least once a week. Share it on, let's say we're talking about Instagram, share it on stories, share it in posts, show images of like what this could look like, if they were to purchase, or again, make it in person for themselves. So really share about it, and just don't assume that somebody's going to go to the link in your bio, purchase a meal plan, even though it can happen. If we're not actively talking about this offer that we have and how it's going to be beneficial for them, people might not just go and, grab that on their own unless they're super eager. So we really have to share about it on social media. The next one is blog posts. So there's a couple of different ways you could do this. Let's say you're already writing a blog. You could have a little pop-up that comes up that, says, do you want a meal plan? Or let's say the blog post is about like blood sugar balancing. Oh, grab my 7-day blood sugar balancing meal plan. So it's complementary to the blog post. So it could be a pop-up. It could be, within the blog post, you could have a little like, you can make on Canva, which is a graphic design program, like a little ad for the meal plan. Or at the end of the blog post, you could have a little call to action that says something like, ready to take this to the next level, grab my 7-day blood sugar balancing meal plan over at my shop page. So there's different ways we can implement this in. Another way you could do this is actually write a blog post, like similar to the content that would be inside the meal plan. So let's say, again, it's for blood sugar balancing. Your whole blog post could be content about blood sugar balancing, and then the recipe bundle or the preset meal plan is a great addition to what they've already learned in the blog post. So that's two different ways that you could implement that through your blog post. We also, like I mentioned earlier, maybe is unlikely people will just like come from social media and purchase a meal plan, even though it does happen sometimes. It is possible that people can land on your website and purchase right off of a shop page on your website. So there's so many different ways, people could land on your website because of word of mouth, because of something like social media, because they found you on Google. So don't discount that just having a well-designed shop page right on your website that clearly lists out all of the meal plans or recipe collections they can purchase might also bring in some sales. So that's more of a passive way. We're just assuming people might drop on our website and purchase, but that is an option and there is potential there. The other one I wanted to share is current clients or past clients. So let's say that somebody actually signed up, for a consultation to work with you, and maybe they didn't want a meal plan at the time. You could always, through that consultation, show them different ways how a meal plan or recipe bundle or collection could actually really positively impact the nutrition or lifestyle recommendations you're giving them. So you can always, in a sense, upsell your current clients to purchase, or you can go back to past clients. So people maybe you've worked with in the past, then maybe you didn't have any meal plan recipe resources for them, or maybe they just need another recipe. It would be the perfect time to, right now, heading into the holidays, to email your past clients or email your email list and just say, hey, looking for 10, like delicious, family-friendly, like holiday recipes. I put together a quick recipe collection for you. It's $10, grab it here, right? So you can really think outside the box and re-engage people that you're currently working with or have worked with in the past. The next one is email signature. So there's two ways I want you to look at this. The first could be, when you're writing an actual email, like somebody emails your business email or your personal email, you could have a little built-in email signature that says, your business name and maybe a little like call to action that says something like, I'm trying to think of on the spot a good way to say this, but just something like grab your 7-day hormone balancing meal plan here, and they click it and they get brought over to your shop page. Now we could probably make that sound a little bit more enticing, but you get the gist of what I'm saying, where you could have a little part on your signature that's encouraging them to go check out the shop page. And when you're sending emails, people likely will click on the little links inside that email signature. So you might as well use it as a little way to market yourself and your offers. Now, the second way you can think of email signatures is if you have an email list. So if you're sending emails or newsletters to a list of people that you're collecting, you could actually at the bottom of each email say, here's a few different ways to work with me. This is actually what I have on my own personal email list. So at the end of every email, you could say, you can work with me one-on-one here, grab one of my preset meal plans or recipe bundles by clicking here. And that's where you'd send them to the shop page, follow me on Instagram here. And you're just kind of engaging people with different ways they can work with you or purchase from you. So that's another way to kind of implement the meal planning or selling the meal plans in a more, passive way that could potentially bring you sales over time. Now we just have a few more. The next one is Pinterest. So Pinterest is, I'm pretty sure Jenny is a fan of Pinterest. Maybe she'll have to come on and talk about that after. But Pinterest is a great way to send traffic to your website or even your blog posts. So just as a really quick breakdown, essentially you can create a business Pinterest account and you can create like an image. And let's say it's an image of a recipe you made. So you could have the recipe there and you could say like something like hormone balancing breakfast recipe on the image. And then when someone clicks on it, it actually goes to your shop page where somebody can purchase that actual recipe bundle or that meal plan. So again, we're using a platform to share images and content that is going to redirect back to your website. So you can do that with recipes. You can do that with even your blog posts. You can send people to read a blog post with the call to action for the meal plan below. But again, this social platform is really great because people are going there for visuals or for ideas on, Pinterest is huge for, what do I make for dinner? What can I make for my kids? Like, people go to search it just like they would Google. So using that platform to bring people back to your website where your meal plans or recipes are listed is a really smart idea. The next one is referrals and collaborations. So referrals would mean, even letting your past clients or current clients know that perhaps if they refer their friend or their colleague or their kid's teacher or whoever it is to you for a meal plan, maybe they receive a free meal plan because they've sent people your way. So you can use word of mouth or referrals to get new clients from different places that maybe you weren't able to get those people from, and you can incentivize the people that send new clients your way by saying thank you and here's a free meal plan, or giving them maybe perhaps a discount on a future meal plan or recipe bundle. Now, collaborations could actually be you partnering, and this is a great one. I should preface this by saying you could collaborate with other health practitioners like a naturopath, a chiropractor, an acupuncturist, a medical doctor, whoever it is, to offer meal planning services. So you could create preset meal plans or recipe collections and actually sell them to those other practitioners' clients, because a lot of the time they don't want to work with nutrition or specific meal plan ideas. I think that's especially for naturopaths, one of the things that they say often is they could probably take the time to do that, but they don't have time to sit down and create meal plans or recipe collections. So collaborating with one of these other practitioners is a great way to actually get more business and grow your reach. So the last two are events and conferences. So this is a really fun one. This would be where, let's say you're doing a specific event, or even you're going to a conference, maybe let's say it's like a conference for moms or conference for teachers or something like that. You could actually create meal plans specific for the people that are coming to these conferences. So either meal plans or recipe collections. You could print them out and you could physically sell them at these events. So instead of someone purchasing it all on a shop page, they're just grabbing the paper copy from you in person. Or actually, I was talking to my partner about this, and he was saying you could even sell them on like a little USB key. So obviously, we could think of some use technology to our advantage here, but there's different ways that you could actually like sell them in person. Another idea is if you don't want to sell them in person, you could get those people on your email list and sell to them there. And the last one is kind of a fun one. It's an idea to do a giveaway. So a giveaway would basically be, let's say on social media, you could say, hey, I'm giving away one free 7-day hormone balancing meal plan, enter below. And then of course, that's giving your meal plans some, like you're advertising for them. People are seeing that they're available. And then what I would recommend is anyone that entered that contest, that giveaway contest, that didn't win the actual giveaway, you could send them a quick message, a DM or something to actually say like, hey, thanks so much for entering the giveaway. Just as a thank you for entering, here's 10% off, or here's a coupon code to head to my shop page to grab that meal plan. And that's just a way to maybe potentially collect some of those people that didn't win, but might have been excited to potentially win. So I know that was a lot. I'm happy to answer questions now or even at the end, but I hope that this gave you some perspective on the multitude of ways that you can sell and share your meal plans. And I hope that I got your wheels spinning a little bit.
I'm sure you did. You got my wheels spinning. All right, we're going to show you some behind the scenes of Meal Garden. And we're also going to introduce to you a really amazing way for you to collect money through Meal Garden, which just minimizes the amount of systems that you have to put in place to actually make money. So just some screenshots here of what it looks like in Meal Garden as meal plans. This is kind of what your Meal Garden will look like when you enter. On the left, there are the dashboard. You have meal plans. You can see that there are pre-made meal plans. These have been verified plans. They've been designed and developed by our team of dietitians. There are also the ones that you can create yourself. So the pre-made ones are already made, which you can edit. all you do is copy it into your meal garden, and then you can modify it to whatever you need to do. So they're already made, but at the same time, they are really, really, really easy to adjust. You can create your own from scratch. And you can see here, there's tags where you can search through the database that we have. If you're looking for gluten-free, we have a lot of like gut-focused, hormone-focused, a lot of AIP, calorie-focused meal plans. There are a ton in there. So it's just up to you to kind of navigate and look for what you need. And the amazing thing about these already being pre-made, but having a system that makes it so easy to edit and modify, is that you can use anything as a base and rename it. So you see a gut loving meal plan, or whatever it's, whatever we're calling it, and you want it into your meal garden, but you want to make it hormone focused or cortisol focused or what have you. All you have to do is change the name and swap around the meals and the ingredients, and you can have it more focused on the needs of whatever it is you're trying to personalize. So that is the meal plan side. And this is actually what a recipe will look like. And I just want to also mention that through the Meal Garden branded app, your clients can access Meal Garden and get all of this digitally. So you don't actually need to put things in PDFs if you don't want to. You can create landing pages. You can do a lot in Meal Garden without downloading and modifying and re-uploading. So it does make it really easy. Using Meal Garden as a system does make it really easy to pull your clients in and not have them go too far, and share and modify on the spot. So this is actually what a recipe looks like. As you can see, I really wanted to highlight these nutrients on the side because it is very advanced, and you can see how detailed the amount of nutrition information there is. You get this information here with the prep time and the cook time. And then down here at the bottom, you can see a little bit of how to utilize leftovers, and you can also scale the serving size. So if you just have one person, you can scale it down to 1 serving size. If you have potentially a mom who is like really stressed out, wants to eat healthy, but also needs to cook for her family, you can bump that up to family of 4. So it's pretty awesome. Very, you can integrate a lot of different features and functions into how you do the meal planning. And yeah, this is what it looks like, nice and clean and simple. And you can see at the side here as well, recipes. There's a database, a huge database of recipes. There's dietitian verified recipes. There's crowdsourced recipes, so recipes that have just been added by other people. And then you can upload your own recipes. It's really amazing. Foods is singular foods, a chicken breast, cup of rice, etc. Resources are where you could add tips, tricks, blog posts, etc. Programs are where you create, more elaborate and more of the personalized style packages. And then where you see contacts here is actually how you get your clients into the system. So you can invite them into the Meal Garden software. And this is what a PDF will look like. So you can download these and again, just integrate it into your marketing. If you choose to keep the Meal Garden information outside to use to pull people back in, you can add your branding. And then the one thing, as Stephanie was speaking, I was really thinking of all of those amazing ways that you can actually get your meal plans out into the world. We also are thinking about how are we getting people back into the system? So how are we getting people back onto our email list so that, hey, they might have just bought a $10 meal plan, but how are they going to know about all of the things that you can do and provide? And how can you get them on a discovery call and show them that, hey, if we do something more personalized, and now we're talking high ticket, we're talking about that $250, product, let me show you in Meal Garden what I can do for you, how I can build this personalized system around your core needs, how I can coach you through this, and what we'll talk about what you like and what you don't like and what your problems are and, you know, what your life is like. Because at the end of the day, if your client, you know, works 60 hours a week and needs to be making, you know, 7 a daily meal or 3 meals a day, so multiple meals throughout their week, they might not end up following through in the long run. So you can actually pull people into a discovery call and say, let me show you what Meal Garden can do for you, and learn about their needs on the spot and actually integrate all of these amazing things, you know, when you have onboarded them through that one $10 meal plan and got their email, and then remarketed to them by saying, hey, look, let's book a discovery call. So there's so many amazing ways that you can actually use the meal planning software live, as well as the PDFs and downloading these packages and using it in your marketing more forward facing to build awareness to actually get them back into the software. So what type of nutrition business owners can use meal planning to grow their business? Short answer is all. Basically, anybody who's in the business of nutrition can easily build a business around delivering recipe content. We see, you know, one-on-one support, group coaching. We're finding a lot more practitioners are navigating to the group coaching model because they're finding it easier to create more revenue with their systems, and they can do it kind of personalized, but also a little bit more streamlined. Just meal planning, you can build a business around just meal planning. I actually have an amazing client who's doing very well and just has a meal planning monthly membership. And it's not a high cost product, but she's doing it right. And it's just delivering meal content. So again, membership, passive income products like what Stephanie was saying, you know, you have that, you've pre-made something, it's not personalized in any capacity. You've done it in Meal Garden, you've downloaded it, you have a shop store, and you can offer up multiple things. So if you're a gut health nutritionist or a hormone expert, we'll use hormone expert because that's kind of the path we took. So you're a hormone expert, you could have a cortisol focused meal plan. You could have an adaptogenic meal plan. We actually have one in Meal Garden. We built a recipe collection on adaptogenic herbs, I believe. There's a ton of great content there around that. You could have, you know, a back to school stress busting meal plan. Like, you can basically take the same content and repurpose it with different names to target different types of people and have an entire store built out around the recipes that you want to deliver. And alongside that, you know, you can offer other things that keep people really engaged, like your favorite Amazon products, or, you know, things that complement the meal plan, your favorite immersion blender or knives, or anything that would just really get people excited to learn from you and to continue to come back for you as a reference point. And the more that you nurture your audience to buy your recommendations, the more it is likely that down the road, they're going to come to you and be like, hey, I'm ready. I give up with my health. I am just past the point where my symptoms have gotten so extreme. I need support, and you are my person. So yeah, there's a lot that you can do with the passive income area that actually end up leading you into this area right here, which is the one-on-one support or group coaching and their higher ticket products. Recipe development, like what we did, we focus on Pinterest and SEO. We focus on traffic to our website. So that was our core focus. We put a lot of energy into like making sure that Google had our recipes ranking so that people came to us for recipe advice and then wanted to buy our meal plans when they hit our page. And they were pre-made meal plans. And well, we had one program that we ended up building out. That was a 5-ingredient program, but we couldn't have done it without the support of a meal planning software. And then the fitness industry, believe it or not, because fitness industry, and I would say if you're a health coach, because there's no nutritionist background in these two industries where you're actually, I don't think you're allowed to design your own meal plan. So the predetermined dietitian backed ones can be very useful if that's not something that you're accustomed to doing yourself, or if there are regulations around it. And then the payment collecting aspect of Meal Garden is really, really neat. I'm going to let Jeff explain it to you because he is the CEO and developer. He's part of the development team, and he's going to do a better job at explaining it than I will. It's just a short 3-minute video. And yeah, enjoy.
Co-founder, a product manager, and one of your #1 cheerleaders. I hope you've been having a great session with Jenny and Stephanie. Super smart. They really understand digital marketing and incorporating nutrition. So I hope you've learned a lot and are looking forward to the future. Hey, Jeff again here. We're going to look at the software. Let's go over here. I'm going to turn off my screen. Here we are in Meal Garden. I've got it configured the way I want it. I'm going to click on account settings. You're going to go down to payments, and you're going to hook up Stripe. If you don't have a Stripe account, super easy to set up, really straightforward, great company, great technology. And what this will do is send the money from Meal Garden right into your bank account. Okay, so you connect your Stripe account. You also use Stripe for refunds and things like that. It's a very powerful tool, but the money goes right into your bank account. So when we talk about payments more, payments are available in programs. Programs are where you combine your nutritional content, so your collections, your meal plans, and your other resources. I'm going to click on Brain Health. You see we're in the details section. You look at payments. You can put a price on it. You can pick your currency. You could say one-time purchase or monthly subscription. And if you have a monthly subscription, you can pick a trial day. Really straightforward. Now you might see this thing called promo codes. Click here. We've got a promo code called Mary. So you would use this as your link in your action buttons. Okay. How do we set up promo codes? Go back over here, go into payments, go promo codes. We got this one set up. If I click on it, there's the name, the internal description, user-facing description, which programs to apply it to, the discount amount, the number of times to apply it. If you're using a monthly membership program, if you want to extend the trial days, you can extend the trial days, and you can have a start and end date on it. We also have this idea that can be used more than once. We're working with a lot of different practitioners that are already using this. So it's very flexible and can really be built to run some really great promotions and test out different pricing strategies and kind of optimize your pricing. So it's really easy to use. I hope you found this useful. I'll turn it back over to Jenny and Stephanie. Happy holidays. And if you have any questions, I'm over here in this help button, 24/7, here to help you succeed. Take care.
Thanks, Jeff. So as you can see, setting up payments, not a hard thing to do. It's pretty intuitive. I will be recording this and sending out a replay. So should you choose to work with Meal Garden after this presentation, you'll have this and you can refer back to it, or as he mentioned, the help button is always accessible and he's very responsive. So yeah, an awesome thing to be able to do to attach to your meal plans to actually collect money without having to integrate any other software or system, which we all know can be overwhelming. even if you work in it 24/7, like I still find things to be overwhelming. So yeah, really cool feature. And I just briefly wanted to talk about setting up a meal garden for anybody who has joined us and actually isn't a member. We do have a promo for you guys only. It's a 3-for-1. So you'll get 3 months for the price of one. It's $30. So you'll get basically for $10 a month. You'll get to use this for 90 days to be able to explore it, see how you like it, start working with it, and start applying some of the tips and tricks that Stephanie and I have been talking about. So you'll sign up, we'll send out the code with the replay, you'll get a promo code, and then you set up your profile. As you can see it here, like really easy to do, create a little banner. These are some of the recipes that I've developed. Me looking up into nowhere, your information, there's stuff to fill out. You can set up your own homepage that you deliver to either your clients or potential clients. And then you have your own, basically a landing page or a splash page to encourage people to learn more about what you do. And it's really easy to just kind of add this information as you would a Facebook business page or a LinkedIn page. The client sign up links are here in the portal section where you basically just copy it and send it to a new person that you wanted to onboard into Meal Garden. So this, I would say you'd be talking to more of the personalized, the one-on-ones, the group coaching clients. And yeah, you just copy it, send over, and then it tells them how to get into the system. And yeah, that's pretty much it for setup. It's pretty intuitive, pretty straightforward. And right here, you can see kind of what it looked like on the back end. Obviously, I don't have a lot of things going on right now. Easy snack ideas, no refined sugar, dairy-free snacks. So this is kind of just what it will look like to, this is the client view. So what my client would see, and had I had a program for them or different meal plans, it would all be kind of here in their little client area, which is nice. It keeps things really personalized. So you can also, the cool thing about Meal Garden is you can also send SMS messages. So you can send them a text through Meal Garden. Right now, it's not as advanced. You can't send out like any old text message, but I do believe that is a new feature that we want to integrate in 2023. You can send out an email to them. So a simple, hey, I've updated your portal, your little client portal, and now there are 5 new recipes in this collection, or I've added a new collection, or I've added a new meal plan for you, or hey, I just added a new meal plan, but I wanted to walk you through it. Do you want to jump on a 15-minute chat? Like stuff like that, where it's amazing because again, they will have this on their phone. They'll see the email from you saying, I just added a new meal plan. You get the email, go just click on their logo, your logo on their phone, and then you'll be able to see the new meal plan and let's walk through it together, jump on a call and have a chat about it on the spot. So that's where the coaching elements really come into play. And yeah, that's a wrap. So it looks like we do have a few questions. I'll leave the screen sharing on just in case we want to go back to any slides. Did you want to add anything else, Stephanie, before we dive into these questions?
No, I think that was great. I know a few people, I think when you had to step away for a second and you hit mute, it muted the video. But again, technology, I never understand what's happening. So I think a few people missed the first little bit before Jess started showing. I don't know if there was anything specific, or maybe we can send that video in the recording link so they can watch.
Yeah, sorry, I did that. And then I was like, oh, I wonder if that actually muted the video as well. And it did. So now I know. But yeah, you'll get the replay. And I think he was just talking a little bit about how it worked. And then you saw how it worked. So yeah, so just take a peek at it in the replay. And then if you have any questions or concerns, you can always, I'll be sending it through the Meal Garden email and you can just hit reply to that. And we're always open for conversations. So let's start up here and kind of go through some of these. Can you do an ebook? Yes, absolutely. Dietitian and nutritionist. Yep. I'd say the majority of the people that are in Meal Garden are dietitians and nutritionists. Has showing the back end fired and caused clients to question why they're paying us just paying for Meal Garden themselves. Well, I think one of the biggest things about Meal Garden is that it is personalized and it's actually a nutrition coaching tool. So any client that would want just a meal planning system would probably just use something like, Eat Love or a different system that's actually not designed for coaching and it's just pre-made content. But the great thing about Meal Garden is that it is advanced and has so many features that you can deliver more than just recipe content. So you're delivering live and active meal plans that you can edit on the spot. And a client wouldn't necessarily know how to do that. They wouldn't know how to navigate gluten-free or dairy-free or autoimmune or cortisol balancing content. So I think that that's just kind of, people don't really do it themselves because in which case, DIYing your own nutrition never works, especially if you don't really know that much about it. So
yeah, and I just wanted to add in a quick point, if you're writing up like your shop page, and you have maybe like family friendly recipes, you could kind of show like why, these have been created by a nutritionist or whatever your designation might be, and, carefully put together with the, proper XYZ. So, you can really share in the way that you're writing on the website, like why would they buy this meal plan or recipe bundle over maybe like going to Pinterest and searching for something themselves. So really indicate to them the benefits that they're going to get by purchasing this.
Yeah, exactly. We have a question. Will there be examples of businesses using meal planning or success with it? So we actually have a podcast. It's called Making It Real. You can find it on Spotify or iTunes. And it has so many success stories. I think we have hundreds of episodes there. A lot of them are Meal Garden users that are on chat with one of our team members, Kiki. And yeah, there's just a ton of stuff there. We also have a blog post as well. And all of those podcast episodes have been made into blog posts if you prefer to read rather than listen. So highly recommend. You can just go to mealgarden.com and in the practitioner link, there is a drop down for the blog content. Replay, yes. Include your own recipes. Yes. So this is the amazing thing about Meal Garden that is unlike any other meal planning software out there is that you can actually upload anything you want to it. So you have your own, which is how I got started with it, is we had our own recipes. We had hundreds of them and we didn't know where to put them. So we didn't actually start with a website. We started integrating them into Meal Garden, and we just had this amazing database of all of the recipes that we developed as nutritionists. And our goal was to actually deliver it through a cookbook, as a cookbook, to other nutritionists. And we ended up not doing that, but it's an amazing storage space as well. So if you have stuff that you just need to put it in place in a system, an organized system, it's great for that. So you can upload your own recipes, you can design meal plans and programs with your own content. And you can even reach out to us and we could possibly verify it, and then we could share that content with our audience as well, which is awesome. Yes. So that's pretty much what we have for questions. I'm going to be sending the promo link and the replay within the next couple of days, so sit tight on that, hopefully by tomorrow. And yeah, if that is it and everybody is good for questions, and Stephanie, you're feeling good, then, oh, sorry, I have one more. I'm going to wrap it up after this one. When uploading a recipe, will it give me the nutrition facts? It does. So you just kind of have to follow the guidelines of uploading the recipe, and it'll populate whatever that food is. So if you have chicken in the recipe, you just have to make sure that it's kind of according to the Meal Garden standards of integration, and it will calculate all of that information, which is amazing. So yes. So yeah. I thank you so much, everybody, for joining. And Stephanie, thank you so much for joining. It was great to collaborate with you.
Oh, no, this was great. Thank you so much. And yeah, I always every time I do a webinar about meal planning, I always think to myself, I wish I was still doing nutrition because there's just so many ways to make money with it.
I know, right?
So I really hope that everybody got a lot out of today's webinar and hopefully, really put it into action. I think that's the thing, we can learn so much content, but it's that what are we going to do with what we learned? So I think if you can just even try one of the things that we talked to you about today using Meal Garden, I think you're on the way to making some good money with meal planning.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, hope everybody has a wonderful afternoon, evening, wherever you are located in Canada or America. And yeah, if anybody has questions, you can just hit reply to the email that I'll send over the next couple of days. And thank you for joining us.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good
Bye.
day. Bye.